Hi, thanks for joining today's meditation. My name is Maveen Kaura. I am from discoverylifetoday.com. Today we'll be doing a meditation. We'll be guiding the meditation, and we'll just ask you to sit down and just enjoy the time and presence of being with yourself, and of course just listening to the meditation. So once you've found yourself a nice comfortable place to sit, make sure you're comfortable, at least seated, cross-legged or whatever you need. If you need to lean up against a wall, if you need to sit in a chair, whatever works for you. If you want to lay down, keep your eyes open or closed, totally up to you. I want you to really just focus on meditating. If this is your first time or 1,000th time, or if you've been meditating for 40 years, you're just trying to look for different meditations, welcome. Now that you have found a nice comfortable place to sit, close your eyes. This is a non-music meditation, so it's really just following the guide that I will be doing in today's meditation. I ask you to take nice deep breaths. Let's do 3 of them. Now that you've done 3 nice deep meditation breaths, hope you're feeling a little bit more relaxed. Make sure you're just comfortable where you're seated. Try to sit up nice and straight without overdoing it. And let's continue. I'll ask you to take another deep breath in and out. The idea of today's meditation is really just to focus on being in the present moment. No matter what you've been doing today, and no matter what you still need to do for the rest of the day, those things do not matter right now. All that really matters right now is that you're sitting or laying down, you're leaning against the wall, and you've got your eyes open or eyes closed, and right now you are just focusing on being in the present moment, listening to this meditation as it guides you to be in the present moment and to be aware of yourself and your surroundings in the present moment. Let's take 2 deep breaths. Feel yourself going into a more deeper meditation and more relaxed state of mind. As you're doing the meditation, focus on your deep breath in and deep breath out. Just focus on being relaxed and falling into more relaxation state of mind while doing the guided meditation. While you sit here, do not focus on what you did today. Maybe you were working, maybe you had to take your daughter to preschool like I did. Perhaps you were taking a trip, maybe you were driving, maybe you had to drive to work, maybe you were unemployed and looking for a job. No matter what you were doing today, whatever had happened has already happened. And what is going to happen has not happened and will not happen until you are out of the present moment and out of your meditation. And no matter what happens, even though you believe it's in the future, it will not happen unless it actually happens only in the present moment. You may plan for the future, but whatever you plan will only come to fruition in the present moment. After this meditation, perhaps you're doing this in the morning, perhaps you need to go to work, maybe you're working from home, you're on a road, you'll be taking a trip, you are going to be headed to drop your daughter off at preschool or at school or any other child you may have. Perhaps you're going to be doing your road test today. Any numerous things can be planned for the future, but let's not think about those things that you have to do or you feel you need to do. But let's just focus on being in the moment right now, not worrying about what needs to be done or what has been done or what could have been done instead. But let's focus on what you're doing right now. And right now you're feeling the in and the out breath as you inhale and exhale and become more relaxed, feeling in the moment, not thinking about anything that needs to happen except breathing in and breathing out. As you sit here now in the present moment, you may have had thoughts come to you about the past or about the future, but pay them no attention and focus on your breathing and continue to focus on your breathing. If these are thoughts that are important to you and you feel they'll be important to you in the future, write them down and then just close your eyes and continue on with the meditation now that you've written it down and can focus on it at a later date and time. Many times we just need to get things off our chest or off our mind in order to clear it so we can continue to be in the present moment, which many of us are not in at numerous times of the day. Remember, only you have the capability of noticing when you are in and out of the present moment. No one can notice this for you, and you will also notice that if your ego comes and takes over who you are, that typically the ego will focus on the past or the future in order to make itself look better. The ego sometimes does not have the ability to understand the present because it doesn't want to talk about what is going on right now. It really wants to focus on how the ego can be better than it is in the current moment. If you say the statement, I am meditating right now, that is in the present moment. If you say, I meditated yesterday, maybe the ego is looking for acknowledgement, or I'm going to meditate tomorrow. The ego could be looking for acknowledgement. Something to say, hey, look, I did a great job, or hey, look, I'm about to do a great job. But when you're in the present moment saying, hey, I'm meditating, that's right now. And although you may be saying it with ego, most times I do not believe you're saying it with ego because, again, you're most likely meditating, sitting alone, or maybe in a group, but everybody is collectively doing the meditation as well. Many times when I meditate, I find myself thinking about the future and things that need to be done. But many times I find those things that need to be done will either be done anyways, or something new will come in its place and change the prospects of the things that need to be done to something different? Was what I was thinking about not important? Was it not as important as I thought? Or did something change, and it maybe changed for the better, maybe it changed for the worse? But there's no need to pay attention to what it was. Also, you want to make sure, obviously, things do get done in the future, but and it does require planning, of course, but this is not the time during your meditation. Your meditation is set for you. It's about creating space. It's about creating an opening. It's about opening up to different channels, different information that may come to you. Many times after my meditation, I will write down things that I thought of during my meditation that may be able to help me in the future. But I try not to focus on those things directly at the time of the present day meditation, or the present time meditation. I try to then set a time to focus on those things at a later time and date, perhaps later in that day, perhaps later that week, or maybe even on the weekend when I have a little bit more time to dedicate to that personal thought that I had. You do not necessarily want to always dedicate that time to your thought right in the present moment. Sometimes I do understand that while you're meditating, you can have such an amazing thought that you must open your eyes, you must stop your meditation, and you must start focusing on that one thing. If it is inspiring you that much, absolutely go for it. But if that one thing can wait 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 more minute, make sure you finish your meditation, and then of course proceed to that thought. I don't believe there's anything so important that you cannot spend another minute meditating before you go to the one thought that is occupying your mind. It is about taking mind over matter and having control over when you decide to do things, and not when your mind, brain is telling you to go and do it. You have to be able to say to yourself, I'm going to meditate another minute and then go focus on that idea. But if you give in to the peer pressure of your mind, or the willpower, or lack thereof, nothing wrong with it. And do not judge it. Just saying, try to spend that extra minute or 2 or 5 and complete the meditation that you have given yourself time to do. You have set that time aside for you, and use it for that calmness, because what happens is sometimes one idea may come to you, but if you stop and think about that idea, potentially you are now making space to lose other ideas that could have come to you, maybe better, maybe worse, or maybe an idea of how to make that one thing faster, easier to complete, or whatnot. Thanks for joining today's meditation and focusing on being in the present moment and not spending too much time in the past or into the future. I really want you to take that time and really spend it with yourself. It is so hard for many of us to spend 5, 10, 20, 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours with ourselves. Many times we all live very busy lives and we don't get that personal time for ourselves where we can now think, act, react, or do absolutely nothing. Many times what we need is that time to do absolutely nothing. And the only time many of us get to do that is if we're sleeping, that 4, 6, or 8 hours that we have dedicated to sleep. If you're watching this video in the morning, try to focus on what you need to do now for the rest of your day. Try to take it one day at a time and try to break up the day into different parts. If you're watching this at night, I hope you're able to now focus tomorrow on what you need to do in the present moment and try not to focus on what you need to do before you go to bed. What I always find though is prior to going to bed, sometimes it is important to make a list so you can just quote unquote data dump and then worry about that list when you wake up in the morning and are ready to tackle it step by step, line by line, item by item, with a plan of success for that. But when you're in the present moment, try to be in the present moment, stay in the present moment. Give yourself that opportunity to really allow yourself time to not worry about anything else other than what you're doing right now. Sitting here, doing absolutely nothing except listening, understanding, taking that information in, seeing how it applies to you directly, and how you can use that information to be a better meditator, husband, wife, co-worker, worker, boss, no matter what your position is, artist, musician. Use this time to be present, to understand how you are going to impact yourself positively for the future. Thanks for completing this meditation and listening and to the thoughts behind the past and the present and the future. I hope you do take the time to stay constantly in the present moment. Try not to live in the future or the past. If you can take that time for yourself and can make a pledge to yourself, I hope you'll leave a comment below and let me know that you've pledged to yourself to stay in the present moment as much as possible. You may fail, you may succeed, and you must try again and adjust, and try, and then you will see that yourself will be in the present moment. As you go in and out of the future and the past, you'll notice these things and continue to stay in the present moment and operate from here instead of somewhere else. Leave a comment below, as I mentioned. Please hit the like button and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And if you feel you've gotten something amazing from this today, please share this with somebody else and let them also experience the same ideas of staying in the present moment. Thank you so much.